Burning.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Cake is Alive.
Oh, see, Nathan outside has got a fire thing.
He's got a flamethrower outside our window right now.
I really want to move the camera to show, actually. So he's outside doing his weeds with a fucking flamethrower.
That's awesome.
Yeah, when I first got here, I was like, "Isn't that overkill?" Jesus.
Wow.
Anyways,
if we have to leave the show abruptly, if you hear crashing and doors slamming, you know why.
Yes,
there will be a large brush fire right outside our window.
Don't worry, we'll sit through the whole show. Don't worry, we'll just die.
Yeah,
as long as you guys die with us.
For the love of news. So, how's your internet been this week?
That's been all right.
You been able to play anything other than Hearthstone?
I have been playing Diablo 3.
Yeah.
So that's been nice.
The Reaper of Souls.
Reaper of Souls, yeah.
Add-on.
Yes, it's been fun. I'm leveling a Crusader, which is the new class, finally to 60 or 70. Sorry, it's the new level cap, but he's pretty fun. I didn't know what to think about it at first, and I found a build that is very similar to, it was called the Hammered in Diablo 2, and it was the Paladin class. And they're very similar to that, and basically you can, there's a skill where you can use two-handers in your main hand.
Oh,
and still,
wow.
and,
Very
still
nice.
and still use a shield as the offhand.
Nice.
So you can do some pretty good damage, pretty big burst damage with some of the abilities, and I'm working on getting, or when I get to 70, I'm going to work on getting a lot of plus lightning gear, because that's really helps out. It's one of the new things they added in the game.
Nice.
Did you play it on the console?
I played Diablo 3. I'm not even sure if the add-on is out for console.
It's not up for console.
I didn't think so.
No, I just didn't know if you had played it.
I played through one time. It started a second playthrough, and then I think Call of Duty came out, and everything goes in the gutter after Call of Duty. So
yeah, that is usually how that works with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fine.
I
guess, by the way, I'm SC Sampson.
Oh, Johnny 525.
Yeah. I don't think we've introduced ourselves once since we've been in this new studio.
Oh, I doubt that.
I think we've been pretty bad about that.
No, it's our third show in the new studio.
Yeah, so it's not like there's a huge, list of shows.
Sorry for all our new followers out there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so I would have made a video this week.
Oh, yeah, I lost.
Of the new maps for Call of Duty. If the spawns weren't so incredibly fucked up.
Oh, so it's still...
They are the worst spawns. They weren't bad with the last DLC, and at this point I've gotten used to them with all the core maps. But the new maps are so small or so deliberate that if you're going to... It's really fucked up. If you're going to play the game the way they intend you to play it, somebody's going to spawn up your ass. And it was absolutely infuriating. I don't know how many times I almost smashed my controller against the wall. I was so mad.
That is one of those games that I feel like I've never gotten that mad at playing Titanfall.
Oh, no, not at all.
I've never gotten infuriated playing that game where I'm like, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm uninstalling. No. I've never done that before.
No. Titanfall, I have not had that problem. I think maybe of the... I don't know how many hours I have in yet. I think I've probably got about 36 solid hours into Titanfall. Of all that time, I think maybe twice I've had someone spawn up my ass. And I was probably playing Hardpoint, and I was probably on trying to take C while they were trying to take A. I mean, I was way over where I shouldn't be by myself. and I'd get spawned behind, or some dude was just fucking hiding back there waiting for me. But the new maps for the new COD maps, they're not bad. I mean, they're good maps.
So you said they're small?
Small to medium, but they're very deliberate. And what I mean by deliberate is they set it up so that you're going to have the massive battle in the middle of the map. It's not like everybody's going to sprawl out and find their spot that they like. Everybody's going to rush middle and fight and die, and then you're going to spawn on one end, and people are still rushing middle and dying, and it's inevitable an enemy's going to spawn right behind you right after you spawn.
So it's like Nuketown? Like four
yeah,
Nuketown
they're all
maps?
like, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Slightly larger maybe, but pretty much. There's this one map called Behemoth, and you're on this big excavator, and it's a long narrow map. You spawn on either side, and then you got this big circular section in the center where everybody kind of meets and battles it out. And I don't know how many times I've spawned and been running through my narrow section trying to get to the middle, and I get somebody spawns right behind me and shoots me in the back. And shotguns everywhere.
Getting shot in the back in that game, like, I don't know. I feel like getting shot in the back in general is super annoying, but when someone spawns in your asshole and you're like, oh, sweet,
yeah,
you shouldn't have killed me.
And then, it happens 5 times every match, and yeah, it was just horrendous. I don't know if it was the influx of people playing, or if the spawn algorithm is just that bad, or
well, because
what?
But they were talking about fixing it. Did they fix it yet? Or?
It felt like hit detection was off. It felt like the spawns were horrendous. It was like every time every time I'd earn my care package, I'd get my field order and I'd earn it. I'm afraid to let it go because I know somebody's going to spawn right behind me, and I seriously had it happen. I was playing on I forget what the new map's called, but it's a shipwrecked boat. It's a boat that wrecks on a fucking bridge. And I was back in the corner of a spawn. I had just died. I had just spawned, and I looked around and I watched my mini map, and I was like, okay, I'm going to throw it down. And I shit you not, I threw it down, and I hear click, click. And I turned around, and I got my head shot off by a guy who just spawned right behind me and stole my care package. I was so pissed.
Even in Nuketown, I felt like spawns would only get fucked up when people would... Maybe people
push too hard.
Well, not even that. They'd push too hard, but then you would know it was going to happen.
Right.
And then spawns would just reverse.
Right.
And you'd have to, make adjustments. It wouldn't just be free for all, everyone just spawning everywhere, and you're fucked. Like, once the spawns were switched, they just were switched.
Right.
Until
somebody else pushed
and switched it back.
Yeah, it's, it just, I don't know. It didn't really feel like that because everybody meets in the middle on all 4 of these maps. Well, okay, except for Unearthed, which is the remake of Dome from Modern Warfare 2. That one there really, I guess there is a center, but the center is never where the battle is. The battle's always on the outskirts of the map, under the dome or under the ruin. That's always where the battle focuses. So, you spawn in the building or something. The spawns on Unearthed aren't that bad, but it doesn't play like it did when it was Dome. The sight lines.
Dome was Modern Warfare 3, right?
Was it 3 or 2?
I don't fucking know.
It must have been 3. Anyways, in the original Dome, your sight lines were like, yeah, you could sit up on the dome and you could, look over and shoot guys over the fence, but you were easy enough to spot that you were going to get picked off if you were up there.
Yeah.
And now everybody kind of blends in a little bit, so you don't quite see them as well up there. And some of the other sight lines are just low enough now.
Yeah, this map, right?
Right.
Yeah. Had the huge,
Yeah, and you could get up on the, there's a little catwalk on that dome.
Yeah,
you could get up.
Yeah.
And this fence back here, you couldn't see over that fence. There was, like a blue tarp on it. You couldn't really see over it. And now you can.
Oh,
you can see
so
over
see down below?
Just enough that you can catch guys in certain positions that you wouldn't be able to catch to last time. And so yeah, it's just there's no. I used to do really well on Dome, and I enjoyed
Dome. Dome was you could kind of, I don't know. depending on how you wanted to play the map, you could play down in the bunker, you could play in the building, you could play.
I used to like to lay on this concrete section over here and get guys running across.
Oh yeah, I know. And there's a lot of things you could do in that one.
But,
and if before the Humvees were exploded, they could if you're camped out over there, they could kill you with the.
And now instead of those Humvees, you've got cargo containers like dollies that you hook up to the back of a pickup or something, flatbed, loaded with propane and red gasoline barrels and fucking nitrous tanks.
Well, these are like
everything that you could think of that would explode.
Why are these over
there?
They're
loaded with those.
Shouldn't these be inside?
Right. It's horrible. But there are a couple really neat things about. I mean, as bad as the maps play, they're good maps. And I think kind of once everybody slows down a bit on it, they're going to play a bit differently. I think people are going to stop rushing the middle so fast and kind of hang out. But there's interesting things on most of the maps. On Dome, there's a crane that hangs out just off to the side of a map, and it's got 3 bucklers on it. And if you blow up the bucklers with an explosive device, either a Semtex or grenade launcher or something, it drops the trolley down, and you can climb in the trolley and you can activate it, so it'll lift up and it'll circle the map.
So you can get inside of it.
You can get inside it, and you can be in it while it circles over the map and pick people off. And also in that trolley is a one-time use Venom X weapon from the Extinction game mode. Which is kind of like an acid overpowered grenade launcher, C4 launcher mainly, because you shoot this green acid shit and it won't explode until you detonate it.
Oh, okay.
So, and then once it explodes, it's this giant explosion, and
you
it does lasting.
And you get one.
I think you get like 8 rounds.
Oh Jesus!
But once you die, that weap's gone off the map for the rest of the game. So it can only be used once. It can only be grabbed once.
Well, that's kind of cool then.
That's cool. And one of it might be the map specific. I think it is the map specific scores care package field order for that map is a crater of Seekers come out from the Extinction game mode and run around and blow people up. So that's kind of cool. And then on Ruins, the map where you get Predator, who I have gotten a couple times. He's very fun to play with. That's one of the map-specific kill streaks, and then you can make the volcano erupt off map, which is basically like a salvo or a mortar strike on most of the other maps. But he's a lot of fun. If you move slowly with him, he goes active camo and damn near impossible to see, and he automatically locks on with his shoulder fired rocket launcher, which takes a really long time to reload. It's like a 6-second reload. And he's fast like a maniac, and you can melee with your wrist spikes or whatever.
And what does he look like again?
It's Predator.
Oh, Predator. Sorry, I thought you were. I forgot that was this batch. Yes, Predator.
It's the Predator. And we were talking about what the sound clip was going to be when he died.
Oh yeah.
Because with Mike Myers they did something. It's the laugh that he learned.
Oh.
Yeah. That's what happens when he dies, and then he goes full on nuke and chem strike and blows everybody up.
Nice.
And people were like bitching. They were like, "Why would you do that? That makes him so overpowered." I'm like, "Have you not seen the fucking movies?"
That's all he does.
When he dies, or when he's ready to die, he fucking sets off his little countdown timer and he blows up.
Yeah.
And it's a massive explosion. It's not like a little fucking container of C4. It's a fucking nuke.
Yeah. No. I mean, they got to get to the chopper.
Right. But he's fun. He's a lot of fun. The maps themselves aren't bad. They're good maps. They've got fairly good flow. It's just that the spawns are so frustrating that
spawns that are frustrating and drive me fucking bonkers.
It's so bad. But they've got good levels to them, and they've got good spots, and people just it's Call of Duty. People want to rush. Call of Duty wants people to rush, but and I don't mind rushing as long as I'm not going to get shot in my back or even in my face 5 seconds, and not even 5 seconds, 1 second after I respawn. I don't mind. Like, I wouldn't even mind running around a corner and getting killed by a dude. I'd be like, oh, well, okay, maybe I need to slow down a little bit. But, like, seriously, a couple times I'd just respawn and there's a guy standing in front of me and he's like, oh, look, pop. And I don't get it. Another thing I don't get is, like, I can't remember the name of the map. Tremor. The map Tremor. I got a care package one day. It was a fucking juggernaut with a fucking death machine. A full-on fucking juggernaut. And I'm laying people out left and right, and a dude spawned, and he ran around the corner, and I swear I put 150 rounds in that guy. Hit markers. Fucking galore. And I couldn't kill him. He fucking turned, put a full clip in me, fucking reloaded, went prone, fucking got up, and I'm just sitting there fucking laying into him. And fucking he took me out. And I know it was fucking spawn protection because he had just fucking came around that corner.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen hints of spawn detection here and there, but it never seems to happen to me.
Yeah.
I never have a guy fucking full juggernaut put 150 rounds in me with a fucking Gatling gun and take him off. So I don't understand their algorithms and how they figure out. I mean, it's not that hard. I don't recall having that happen in fucking Halo. I mean, I don't see it happen in Battlefield. It doesn't happen in Titanfall.
Doesn't happen in Titanfall at all. And they've had hit detection issues and spawn issues for 3 games now?
I mean, hit detection in Modern Warfare 2 was pretty much the best we've had. And this is probably the second best. Like, hit detection's pretty good in Ghost.
Made that game also made Titanfall.
Yeah. Yep, the guys that made Modern Warfare 1 and 2 are the guys that made Titanfall.
I can definitely assure you that next November, they probably will not be getting my money. And that's the first time it's happened in 4 years.
We'll see. Sledgehammer Games is the one making this Call of Duty. It's going to be a brand new franchise, a brand new story.
Yeah, if they don't do a new, a brand new engine, or at least use, I don't know.
Well, they're going to 3-year development cycles now, and this game is supposed to be the first 3-year developed game. Cycle, yeah. So I would really hope that one of the things they would have figured out by now is how to improve their spawn algorithm. I understand that the maps are smaller maps. They want fast-paced action, and that's fine. That's what we go to for Call of Duty, and everybody gets pissed when there's a fucking camper or somebody laying in the corner hiding around.
And maybe their problem is how fast you can spawn after you die.
Well,
because in Titanfall you have a decent amount of time to wait. It's not like a long time, but it's longer than in Call of Duty.
You can, like, if you're playing...
And Battlefield is way different.
I played a lot of Core this weekend, and I generally don't, but I did because it's a Clan War week.
Oh, yeah,
and,
right,
and, so we have to play specific game types. We got our ass kicked, finally. It's the first time we've lost a Clan War.
Losers.
Oh, God, we got our ass beat bad. So, yeah, I mean... Core, you have kill cams, and it's like a 5 or 6 second kill cam, and you can skip it by pressing X. So you're at least out of the action for 1 or 2 seconds. But even in hardcore, you're out, man. You have kill cams in hardcore too. You're out mandatorily for 3 to 5 seconds. But I don't know. Yeah. Titanfall, you can skip the kill cam too and get back into the action pretty quick.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's as fast as.
It's not like die spawn. I mean,
you can die spawn pretty. I'm not sure what the time frame is in Call of Duty, but it seems longer in Titanfall by 1 or 2 seconds.
But before we move on, today they did make a little update to Ghosts. You now get. They went from a kill streak system to a score streak system. Point streaks.
Oh,
now.
like it was
in Black Ops 2. But it's not quite as good as it was in Black Ops 2. You get half points now for confirms and kill confirmed for nullifying or taking a flag and capture the flag. And then they were talking about another game mode, grind, which I didn't log on today, so I have no idea what that is. But I would imagine it would also give you half points for scoring a point in blitz. So that's nice.
Yeah.
That'll be helpful.
The score streak system I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah, I did too. It forces people to play. Well, it tries to force people to play the objectives. So,
yeah,
that's nice.
All right, I guess we could start with general news.
General news.
A little bit depressing news. Games.
Yeah, explain this one to me.
They're a server. They basically ran a lot of servers that. I don't know why I didn't put information for that one. Anyways, they run a lot of the older servers for games that have just been online for a while, and they're closing their doors. So there's a lot of business. There's a lot of companies that used it. Sega, Grand Theft Auto 4, Civ 4, Dead Dead Redemption, Sonic All-Star Racing, Borderlands. So pretty decent high-profile games. But there's other, like Nintendo Wi-Fi games used it, and they're abandoning it apparently. But basically, they've known about it for a while. I don't know if we knew about this for a while. I don't remember seeing this before. But so they've supposedly given them enough time to find alternatives. A lot of all of Arma basically uses it. So I think they've had to find other avenues. Like what Arma's doing is instead of having like servers you can browse plus a matchmaking, it's just getting matchmaking. So that's kind of what's happening. A lot of those. I'm pretty sure a lot of the other ones just switch provider to somebody else. But yeah, there's some games that are just going to be done though. Like a lot of the Nintendo games are going to be just done. There's not. No one plays them, so they're just like, we're not wasting money switching, so they just didn't.
Right.
So that's definitely an interesting thing. I don't know. Yeah.
And your Hearthstone's coming to mobile devices.
It's there.
It's there.
It's at the iPad range. So
is it on my iPhone yet?
I don't know if it's gonna be for the phones themselves.
Why not?
God, I don't know if the screen is big enough to play the game. I mean. You don't need a lot. I don't know. I mean, you can search for it, see if it's there, see if you can download it for your phone. I don't have an iPhone, so I couldn't search that way. But
Hearthstone, right? Heart or Hearth?
Hearthstone. So yeah, that's pretty cool. God, it went to open like non-beta for PC like 3 weeks ago. I think our first, or no, it would have been before. Maybe it's been about a month, but. I mean, they're moving fast apparently. Although I don't know how hard it is to port it over from,
right?
Depending on what software or what they're using to develop the game, and it'll be for Android devices next, I believe. Which I'm excited for that because then when I'm at work, I can just be like, no one's coming to buy cell phones, and I'll just start playing a little bit on my phone. If I can play it on the phone, I don't know. I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Well, I don't see
mean, iPhone screen sizes are pretty small, so I can see why they wouldn't have it. But like if you had like a Note or something, with a fucking 7-inch screen on your phone, I'd hope you'd be able to play. So, but it's been fun. I haven't played that much this week because I've been playing actually quite a bit of Diablo 3.
Nice.
Now that I was wanting to play it last week, but my internet was so fucking shitty that I couldn't even play. My latency was like 700.
Last week was spring break here, so I couldn't even. Maybe that was part of the problem.
You know what?
Maybe that was part of my COD problem. I didn't have connection the entire fucking time.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I played. I think I played like one match yesterday. No, I played one this morning. It wasn't much better.
That's why you lost your clan wars. You weren't playing enough.
No, we played. I played.
Loser.
The clan war before last, I was kind of like, I don't fucking care. I'd really much rather be playing Titanfall, and I didn't play for 2 days, and I kind of carry my team on my back until the weekend because we're a 3-man clan, and we like it that way. So I play during the day, and I'll capture 1 or 2 spots depending on how well the day is going. I mean, it takes anywhere from 5 to 13 wins to capture a node. So I'll go after some of the 5s and 7s. And then when I get on with my buddies late at night, then it's our wins stack. So we can win one match and get 3 wins towards a node, so we can take the bigger ones quicker.
So playing together is a benefit.
Playing together is a benefit. But they can't get on during the day. One of them works during the day, and one of them's got his kid, and he keeps his schedule, our schedule for work, and I flip my schedule every week. So I'm just sitting there all day playing anyways. But it's just, I don't know, grinding by yourself when things aren't going your way and it's out of your control is just infuriating and frustrating. And
yeah, I'm gonna go play something
I'm gonna go
else.
do something else. I'm gonna watch 5 seasons of Supernatural this week. I don't, So, anyways, the week before last, I didn't hardly play. We kind of phoned it in, and we still won.
Losers. So
this week we decided we were gonna focus on it before I got our ass beat.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So Connect for the Windows.
Connect for the Windows.
Yay! I don't know why I care. I mean,
nobody cares.
Depending on how, the camera is actually a pretty decent quality.
Yeah, no,
it's
a good camera. It's just
so that's pretty nice. It might be the best webcam at that point you can buy.
It might be. I haven't streamed yet. We'll have to. We might have to give a second shot at that 2K14 challenge. Now that Twitch is active on the one.
Oh yeah.
We can stream straight from the camera. So I don't know how it's going to pick up audio. I would imagine it would pick it up just with the mic it's got. I don't know if I was wearing my Turtle Beaches, if it would pick up my voice through my mic or not.
I don't know. We'd have to test that.
Might have to test it
or Google it or something.
Right.
But God, you would hope it would do it through the mic on your headset.
Well. Yeah, it should, since it's playing straight out the Xbox. Like, my video recorder won't pick up my mic through the headset. Because I don't know why.
That seems weird.
It is
the
weird.
Sound going directly through the cord,
well,
the TV.
I've got my S video coming out of my Xbox into my recorder, and then
it's not HDMI.
No, it's not. No.
Oh.
Yes, it is HDMI. HDMI. From my Xbox to my recorder to my TV.
Yeah, you have a pass through, but that's
right.
Weird.
But my Turtle Beaches go from fiber optic.
Yeah, but it's going into the console.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know why it doesn't do it, but it doesn't.
I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, I don't know if anyone really cares about this being there.
Maybe.
I just
like the shit they show doctors doing special things or recording shit. I know there's people that use it for great things out there other than gaming. And that might be a great thing because I don't think that many people use it for gaming. It's just not.
Well, you're too close.
It's just not.
It's designed for
quite intuitive enough.
Most people that are gaming on the PC are gaming this close to the computer.
Right.
So they're just too close to be able to use it, and most PC games don't have voice commands built in.
Yeah.
So
it's just, I don't know. I like the Kinect, but
I wonder if it's literally I wonder if they ported it over just for the technical side of using it, like you said, like doctors or
right.
I don't know.
I know people do some pretty fantastic things with them, but I don't really care. On
to some news that you really want to talk about.
I do care about this.
I know you do.
So for the last week or so, EA Sports UFC has been teasing a mystery fighter. Their first clue was he's never fought. He's never fought professionally. He's never been a mixed. He's never fought for the UFC. He's never been in a mixed martial arts tournament.
I know people fucking love him to death, and I know he's good at what he did. But I'm pretty sure if he only did what his style of stuff, he'd get annihilated in UFC today.
Do you think so? He's pretty much the godfather of mixed martial arts.
I thought he didn't do mixed martial arts.
No, he's the one that invented mixed martial arts.
Oh, I thought that was before his time.
No, he took.
Never mind that. I retract my statement.
He took the best things from many different. What's the word I'm looking for? I just had it on the tip.
So he probably does everything except for wrestling.
He
American
might not have.
wrestling.
He might not have been, big into the wrestling or the ground game. But I mean, he took judo and jujitsu and karate.
Well, I mean, most of those
and,
still do grappling.
he took
so.
all these different. I'm still not coming up with the word.
Genres of.
Yeah, it's not the word I'm looking for, but it's close enough. He took them all. He took them all, and he.
I'm not a
mixed
mind
them in
reader.
pot. I know, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's really gonna piss me off. I'll think of it in an hour at the end of the show. He took them all and he mixed them all together so that you could flow from one thing to another, and you were never at a disadvantage. Like,
I understand.
I'm just not. My vocab is not here today. Like if you're a Muay Thai fighter, if you're fighting a Muay Thai guy, you want to stay away. You want to keep your range away. So there's there's two sides to every.
Oh no! Of course.
Every style
The
of
yin
fighting,
and
and what's that?
The yin and the yang.
Yeah. So, he took the best of all of them so that you always kind of had an answer for whatever your opponent was doing. You weren't at a disadvantage if this was your one
Just fighting
style,
types.
then. So, anyways, Bruce Lee is going to be the new mystery fighter for EA Sports UFC. And you don't have to pre-order to get him.
No, you can unlock him.
You can unlock him through career mode.
But you have to beat it on I'll go look and see.
You have to finish career mode. I think.
Well, you
I
have
think
to
was all
finish it
said.
on you have to finish it on a certain level too, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it has to be on. Where did I see it? I think you have to do it on pro mode. I haven't played the game or the other ones, so I'm not sure what the
Beat career mode
on pro difficulty or higher.
Oh,
so I'm not
that's
sure.
Not gonna be hard.
Well, I don't know what the difficulties are. What was the other UFC had? Easy, medium, pro.
Yeah.
Super duper pro.
Yeah, and
What the hell's higher than pro difficulty? That seems like a weird.
I forget. It's been a while. It's been years since we had a
Real life
UFC
mode.
game. Well, if you're playing against people online, which a majority of us do just play against people online, then you're pretty much playing at a higher than pro difficulty. So basically playing on pro, or playing higher than pro. Like pro, you're still going to be able to hand people their ass if you're fluent in the sport and you have a general concept of what you're doing.
What? No PC?
Xbox One and PS4 only, I think.
Yeah, I figured.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how you could play it on a PC.
With a fucking controller.
Then buy a console.
I already have a computer that can. Controller
Yeah.
was. You realize the controller was invented before those consoles,
Right.
Like, they were,
Right. I know. I know.
But
and
yeah.
apparently we're gonna demo, but we don't have a release date yet. For
No,
the
they've
demo, but the game is releasing.
It was
June,
just on Twitter. He was like, "There'll be a demo."
The game is releasing June 17th, so I would imagine we'd get a demo end of July. Generally,
No, yeah,
2
yeah.
to 4 weeks before the game comes out, they like to release.
Yeah,
demos.
all he said was, "Yep, there will be a demo."
Yeah, and that's good. I
On
mean,
Twitter.
the EA Sports MMA game had a demo, and all the THQ UFC games had demos. So, it gives you basically the top two fighters in the light heavyweight division and the heavyweight division that you can play with, and it's fun.
More fighting games.
More fighting games. Ultra Street Fighter 4 releases the launch date in April.
April 17th in Japan arcades, Japanese arcades.
Oh, I got you.
And then it will be in June for the rest of us, for the home version.
For the home version, which
Yeah.
is going to be basically a $40 add-on for.
I love this in this article. The guys will update you when the inevitable unstable camera video clip is released of Japanese arcades. So it'll be the video clip of somebody playing, and they'll be like,
Right.
"I'm really excited."
Yeah.
That'll be when we'll see. But it's one new fighter, and probably so. I'm assuming there will be lots of buffs and nerfs to different characters for different things, but.
It's just Capcom and Street Fighter,
and his name is
squeezing every dollar out of you like they like to do.
Decapre? I've never heard of that.
Decapre.
Decapre? Leo?
Close.
Leo DiCapra?
Yeah, I'm not very excited about Ultra Street Fighter 4.
One
what was the
character-
last one? Super Street Fighter 4 was the last one, right?
Yeah, arcade edition or whatever.
Yeah. And that one actually brought us like 4 fighters.
Oh, it's a fucking like cat chick. She looks like Cammy.
Oh right, yeah.
Well, was
she
was
does
she in-
look like Cammy, but she's
was she in
apparently
was she in
she's
Third Strike?
apparently not supposed to be anything like Cammy, even though she looks like her.
Like fighting style wise.
Yeah, I heard
She's
something about her.
She's from Russia.
Where's Cammy from? Is Cammy American?
Yeah, Cammy's American.
Okay, I thought she had a little bit of a Russian thing going.
I don't think
going
so. I'm
with her.
pretty sure she's American.
Should we, I guess, since we're talking about fighting games, we can roll right into Xbox news and more fighting games. Live right now, as we speak, it wasn't supposed to go live till tomorrow, or at least it was dated for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
The latest Killer Instinct update, which brings us Full Gore. Finally, I've been waiting for him. He's the one I've been excited for.
I love Full Gore.
Full Gore, an arcade mode, an actual traditional arcade mode, and lobby leaderboards. And a spectator mode.
Ooh, spectator mode.
Yeah,
that'll be nice for the fighting game community.
And that's live right now for everybody that purchased the Ultra Edition or the I can't remember the $20 one that I bought. That doesn't give you every single little bitty piece of costume.
I actually have no idea if
that went live about an hour ago. I tried to download it before I got here so I could play 1 or 2 matches, but
and that was so slow.
Rapple 1 just didn't want to let me install.
Crapple. Yeah. Crappy1.net.
Crappy1.net.
Oh. I think that's all for fighting games, right?
I think, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize we had so much fighting
Yeah,
game
there's
news.
quite a bit. Yes. Although I don't know if is UFC considered a fighting game? I know it's fighting sport, but it's not.
It's a fighting game / sports simulator.
Sports simulator, I feel like makes more sense.
Yeah.
But anyways,
they're great games. Every single one I've played them all. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say I played them all because there were some shitty ones for like the 64 that came out. But I played all the THQ UFC Undisputeds. I played EA Sports MMA. I haven't played the shitty little arcade titles that the underground Fight Club type shitty games.
Oh yeah.
Horror, they got horrid reviews. They weren't worth your $15. But I've enjoyed all of them, even though the MMA one wasn't that good. The EA Sports MMA had things that the Undisputed franchise lacked, but they did adopt in their last installment before THQ went bankrupt. EA Sports MMA had they had 2 different versions. They had like a Strike Zone game mode that you could play, and then they had, it might have been Pride. It might have been a Pride mode that you could play, which allowed for things like soccer kicks on the ground, which you can't do in the UFC, and up down elbows and head stomps and shit, which is stuff that was legal in Pride fighting.
Stuff that fucking kills people.
No, it doesn't actually. And they've determined that soccer kicks are safer than elbows, and elbows are allowed in UFC.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing about I don't know.
So there was things that EA Sports MMA did right, but there was a lot
bleeding chances from the soccer kick are really high.
Yeah,
just right.
Chances of concussions and
Yeah.
But the one thing that really irritated me about
aren't quite as extendable.
Well, like you're not allowed on the ground in UFC. You're not allowed for a they call it a 12-6, an up down elbow. You can't come straight down.
You can go across,
but you can. What they do is they push down on their opponent's face with their hand, and they put all the pressure on. They let that palm slip, and they crack them with the elbow.
Oh, that's right.
I suppose that point coming down with that force is probably going to be more deadly than this.
I'm surprised.
But they get a lot of force behind it.
I'm surprised that's even legal.
And I've got some bony fucking elbows. I can do some fucking damage with these things.
Yeah.
But
imagine that.
That was one of the things that they got right. Is it's fun. It's a video game. It's fun to kick somebody in the face when they're down. But the one thing that I really didn't like about the EA Sports MMA game that came out it's been like 4 or 5 years now, was the sound was just terrible.
Not good.
And I'm huge. I'm huge on sound design. You know, when you punch somebody, it didn't sound like, or didn't feel like you were punching somebody. It sounded like you were punching a pillow or something. You know, it just didn't have that.
Hey Barry, come in here. We're gonna record some sounds. Just punch it in the pillow. No, it's good. No one will notice. No, Barry, it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it felt like, you know. And that was one of the things that THQ got right, was the sound design just felt good. And when you hit somebody, it felt like. And
So
it
we're
sounded
just
like
gonna close a door, and that's our kicking sound.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever you think.
Yeah. Just take 2 bats together. Anyways.
So, remember that shit that I was complaining about when the Xbox One was released?
External storage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit that's been very easily to put inside of all systems for like... I mean, it was on the other 2 consoles, and it's been on the computer. It's just USB. I'm assuming it transitions well to a x86 system that already was.
I'm sure.
How long has it been?
See, November? 4 months?
No.
5 months?
6 months.
November? End of November.
Oh, okay.
December,
so
January, February. It's not even 4 months. It'll be 4 months on the 22nd that the Xbox One has been out.
No.
Look it up. November 22nd.
I know, but...
was when they released.
Yeah, today's 4/8.
Yeah.
So that's...
December, January, February.
Yeah, but it was...
Okay, 5 months.
5 months.
I missed one.
I'm just saying, it seems... I mean, I'm glad they finally got it, I guess. They're worried about space problems. Like, yeah, you would put a terabyte in there, and 200 of it is to the operating system.
I'm only using like 26% of my hard drive right now. It's...
Yeah, but you're not a kid with this much of an attention span.
I'm an adult that makes really good fucking money.
I know.
It's just the titles haven't been out yet.
Well, yeah, but you've been picky with your titles.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, I don't know how much arcade titles you download, but
they're not cheap yet. Like
I know.
Plants vs. Zombie, which is pretty much an arcade title. Garden Warfare is an arcade title. They're releasing those on discs. Surprisingly, it's $40.
Exactly.
There's another one. This one's not an arcade title. Rayman Legends is $40 on the one.
That's not
bad at all.
Not bad at all.
I actually fully intend on picking that up next week when I turn 33.
You're gonna be 33 next week?
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Old
a week
balls.
from today.
Old balls. But yeah, I mean, at least you can finally do it. I don't. I'm assuming they're anticipating, because there should be a lot more games coming out between now and Christmas.
Yeah,
a lot.
Well,
more
Daylight
games.
Comes out at the end of the month, or Dying Light, not Daylight. Dying Light comes out at the end of the month. I plan on picking that up too.
And there's a lot of games that haven't been announced, or not have been announced, but just don't have solid release.
We got E3 right around the corner, so it's that we're gonna blow up then, and everybody will be waiting for October and November.
Yeah,
stupid.
But I'm assuming they're doing this in anticipation for people finally buying games. I don't know. I still think they released the console too soon, but
no, there's no doubt they did.
Let's see.
I mean, when a 5-year-old can breach your...
I was just about... that was a great segue.
When a 5-year-old can breach your security settings.
Yeah. I mean...
And then you hire him? They hired him.
Oh, did they actually?
Yeah, they hired him.
That's... Why?
Yeah, he's... I forget what they called it now, but...
I do find it funny. All he did was enter in the password wrong and then type space keys, and then... like a bunch of space keys, and then enter, and then it like bypassed. It was like a back door. So I'm assuming what happened was it was something that they had put in for themselves just for like easy access into something for some reason, and then just didn't take back off, or they assumed people wouldn't just put a bunch of spaces in there. Apparently he's some sort of a savant. I don't know. It just seems weird. But it's funny in the article that the dad was like, "This isn't the first time." The other one was like, "He unlocked my phone one time." It's like, come on. He was fucking around and pressing things like
stop using your kid's birthday for your fucking password.
Yeah, exactly. No, he was, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I didn't really, I didn't dive into that when that came out, or when they announced that, I'm like, yeah, it happens all the time. But I was surprised that they gave the kid a job. Like, he's now a researcher for Microsoft.
It's not like he's a dude that, made that Skyfall mod or Skyrim mod, and then
Right.
hiring him,
Right.
that's a big deal. But I don't know. Of course,
basically-
I've never met the kid, so maybe he is some sort of he's just a savant already, and
Maybe
they're gonna.
I just think he found the golden ticket. That's all.
No, yeah, that's what it seems like.
I think he found the golden ticket.
Of course, I don't know how they're even hiring him because he's not 18, or even 16. Not sure how that
They're
works.
probably just like, we're gonna give you
Free
$5,000 or something, and you just keep doing what you're doing. You find something else, you let us know.
Yeah, I'm assuming it has to
You
go
know.
through the parents, but yeah,
Right.
like a child actor
Put it
or
in a
something.
trust fund or something.
Yeah.
So Titanfall released today for the 360. Finally,
Yeah.
like a solid month.
It's been a month.
Has it been a month?
I think so.
Since it came out for the PC, and everything I've read or seen today says that it plays just as well. Some of the textures are a little bit more muddled.
Oh, of course.
Obviously. I guess you can have an option to run at a steady 30 frames per second, or you can run at a variable, which is 30 to 40. But and if you do that, you have a tendency to get a little bit of a screen tear, especially when you drop a Titan.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
But if you leave it at the fixed 30 frames per second, then you don't really have a whole lot of issues, other than a few texture pops and whatnot when you've got a lot of action going on. But from everything I've heard, I guess they've got dedicated servers, so they've got a lag-free zone like most of us do.
Nice.
So that's all good. That's good news.
God, those fucking Respawn guys.
Yeah.
I know that wasn't Respawn, but it's still their game.
Right, it's still
they
their
hired the
game,
people
but
that
they hired
made
the
it.
people. Yeah, so that's good. That's good. That's good for them.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, I'm not gonna play it, so I'm not really.
Right.
I don't know. That's really nice that they. I mean, it took a little while, but I mean, people will wait for things that are good and then they'll play it.
Right.
And there's a lot of people that sell 360, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
doubt it if they sell a lot more copies of that game.
Probably.
Especially if it's getting good reviews and it plays just like the other one does.
Absolutely.
The other one's been hyped up so much that it's exactly the same. Just looks a little worse because it's an older console. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Take my money.
Take my money.
Yeah. Let's see.
So
I don't know why this is
the question
right.
about backwards compatibilities come up again with the Xbox One.
Yeah, I find it funny because people were like, well, I'm surprised someone hasn't made an emulator for the computer. It's like, because we can't fucking figure it out. Like, it just don't work. I mean, it's an x86 system, and this is not. This is a proprietary thing that they just made.
Right.
So they're not even sure if they can do it. They want to. I do love that the article is like, Xbox One will have an official 360 emulator when they're done thinking it through. It's like, it's not thinking it through in the fact we're like, we haven't decided if we want to pull the trigger yet. It's more like, we're not sure if we can literally figure this out.
Right.
I mean, they made it, and they made both of them, but getting one to run on a computer system it's not an easy task.
Right.
I mean, people have been making emulators for even like N64 games and PlayStation 2 for spare computers. Yeah, the computers can run them just fine, but the emulator has to emulate the other one and then also run stable on a completely different type of system. And it usually don't work very well, or it's only very few games that will work with it.
Right.
So, they also said that most likely when it happens, you won't be using your discs. You'll be downloading them and playing them again. I'm not going to let you do this shit for free.
I'm not going to pay for them again.
Oh, I know you're not going to.
Well, I'd have a hard time believing a lot of people would.
I mean, Nintendo pretty much is doing the same thing, and they're expecting people to buy it.
Like, I'd probably spend $15 on Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World to play and introduce to my children on a Wii or a Wii U. Something that I haven't played or haven't,
I don't mean
in 20 years. But
I'm talking about like Wii games on the Wii U.
Right.
Yeah. That's just not happening.
I'm not going to go give them my money again just to...
Or Game Boy Advance games or... I don't know.
I mean, I would absolutely download the original Donkey Kong Country on my Wii U to let my daughter play, but Yeah, I mean that's why I haven't gotten rid of my 360 yet. If there's something out there that I really want to play, which there's probably not, then the only reason I'm keeping my 360 is because my kid. But
yeah, other than that,
as soon as he gets an Xbox
to be
One,
honest, PS3s are going to be kept around probably 5 years longer, I think, than the 360 will in households, just because of the Blu-ray player.
Yeah. Yep. It's a great Blu-ray player, and it runs quieter. So
the only Blu-ray player better than that one is the PS4.
Yeah.
Or I guess an Xbox One.
I haven't really noticed any problems with my Blu-ray player. So yeah, on the Xbox One, I mean it plays.
Oh no, I'm sure it's fine. I'm just saying,
like I haven't noticed a difference between my PS3 and my Xbox One
I'm
as
sure
far
there
as quality.
There shouldn't be. I just mean in general, like it's the best one you can buy. That isn't, all the ones you can buy in the store, like your audio place or whatever that sells video stuff as well. All those are shittier than the PS3.
Right.
So, or whatever the newer consoles, obviously. But yeah. So I guess I did have PC news here. Oh, you added some dive kick stuff, huh?
Oh well, no, that was Killer Instinct. Because the Double Helix got bought by Amazon. Last month.
That's right.
So Microsoft hired the dive kick guys to take over for Killer Instinct. It's
pretty fucking cool because the dive kick guys are just guys that are really huge into the community.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who.
So
I think they're from the Southern California, and they run like the SoCal regionals and shit like that.
I think most of the stuff that we got today or are getting right now was pretty well finished by Double Helix before they were bought out. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be a season 2 of content coming to Killer Instinct.
Oh, cool.
Which I'm sure you're gonna have to lay down another $20 or $40 for or something. It'll probably be 4 to 6 new fighters and more costumes, and but that'll all be handled by the Dive Kick team. So
that's very interesting.
As well as I believe Dive Kick is going to be coming out on the Xbox One.
Oh, will finally be?
I do believe it will be coming out on the
so
Xbox
funny.
One.
I need to play that some more. Now
I think it's probably only going to be like $10, but
Yeah, I think I paid $10 for it.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. It's fun for what it is. And then my one bit of PC news. I don't know why I didn't put it in here with. I didn't actually put PC news, but the International, which is the Dota 2 tournament.
Oh, is that what that
is? It's it's the big one of the year, the championship, for all the whatever. Anyways, they were sold out within an hour.
Wow.
They sold 10,000 tickets. They were gone in an hour.
Wow.
And the prices were $99 for general admission, $199 for 4 seats, and VIP packages were
no less than $499.
Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive.
Apparently, they're thinking there's going to be another wave of tickets because 10,000 is a lot, but I think they're going to be in a large arena. So, the League of Legends tournament was at the Staples Center, and I think they sold 20,000 tickets maybe to that thing.
Wow.
So I'm assuming it'll be something similar. And I think the last prize pool was I know it's on here. I think it's $2.2 million.
Wow.
I think is what it was. It started out at $1.5 million, or I don't remember exactly what it was at. And then people bought stuff, and a portion of what they bought went towards the prize money.
Nice.
In game. So it was $2.8 million.
Wow.
I think it started at $2 million, and then $874,000 were added onto the prize pool because of everyone that bought something.
Wow.
To go towards it. Which is still the largest prize pool ever in esports.
Yeah, I mean the Call of Duty Championship's only $1 million. That's $1 million prize pool, and that went down last week. Complexity.
I actually watched that.
Did you watch some of it? I didn't get a chance to watch any of it, but
a decent amount of it.
I followed it as close as I could, as long as Optic was doing well, and they got third place. They actually they went.
They did well.
They did well until they got to that final round.
I didn't see the ending. Who won?
Complexity.
Complexity
won it again. They won it last year too. They're the first back-to-back COD champions
in the large tournament. Because obviously there's MLGs all the time.
Right. There's other mini tournaments, but in the the championship sponsored by Call of Duty.
And I think it will be between the May 12th and the 25th. Last year there were only 2 regionals. This time around we will have Europe and the Americas, China, Southeast Asia, each competing for a spot. Nice. So they're opening it up. And I think it's going to be a longer tournament. I think last year it was only 4 days or something, and this one obviously it's going to be a couple weeks. So pretty fucking sweet. I'm not a huge Dota 2 guy, but I will watch anything that has high level play. Like I don't normally watch Call of Duty tournaments, but when I saw that it was the large tournament and it had a really big production value, and, you know, the only thing I didn't like about it was you could hear almost no crowd. Like they didn't have the crowd mic'd at all.
No, they. I think they only mic the. Well, do they mic the players? I know you've got your sportscasters.
They're all talking in the headset, so they can tune in and hear what they're saying.
Can they? Yeah, your sportscasters are in a booth, so that's all you're going to hear is them and maybe some in-game shooting. I don't know if you actually hear I've never watched. So. But I know that they're in a booth.
Well, normally what would happen is you're introducing the teams and you hear the crowd going crazy, or something awesome happens and you hear them going crazy. Like
nothing, huh?
You know, like it's like they weren't even mic'd, or all but the players weren't. They were in booths. I thought maybe they weren't in booths, so they were trying to limit the amount of noise. I don't know. Huh. It was fucking weird though. Like every time that something happened, I'd be like, "Why is there is there no one here? Is this in a studio?" And it's just televised.
No, there's people there.
No, I'm sure there was a lot of people there, but they weren't really showing the people, and I don't know. They weren't really. The crowd gets the people at home hyped about the stuff.
Right.
It's the same thing in NFL.
Right.
I mean, yeah, when shit's awesome, you see it, it's cool. But when you hear the crowd going crazy,
right,
and you can't even hear the sportscasters very much, like,
right?
Yeah, then you know something just awesome happened, and you're like, oh, something awesome happened. I'm really excited now. I don't know. So I wasn't as excited when I was watching it, but it was still fun to watch. They had a high production value, and they did a good job with the casting itself. Was good.
Yeah, with my work schedule, it's just not even possible for me to watch most of those.
Are you at work? You're at work during the day?
At night, and sleep during the day.
Oh,
so
yeah, because it was probably over ending.
I
when you were waking
think
up.
the championship match was like 9 a.m. on Sunday morning or something.
That's pretty early. Normally they wait a little bit, but yeah, I think I was watching them until like, I don't know, it was like noon or 1, and then I went and did something else. I think that's why I missed it, but I watched a good 5 or 6 matches. So that was good.
So our only little bit of PlayStation specific news. If you are a fan of the Resistance series and you enjoy their online multiplayer, tough. You can't play it anymore.
I am assuming this is part of the other server shutting down,
right? And
they're just not. They must not have enough players, or it was too expensive.
I doubt it. And
have you ever played the Resistance games?
I've played the first 2. I didn't play any online. I didn't care for them. I'm so used nowadays to being able to aim down the sight that I just really could not get into Resistance. The difficulty spikes were irritating enough without me being able to focus down sight. It's not like Halo where I could jump around to buy myself some time. You're a human being kind of basically planted to the ground. So they weren't bad games. I know a lot of people liked them. There was a popular series, but
did you ever play the online or even look at it?
No, I did not. I'm
curious if it was like just not good online.
I doubt it. It was probably reminiscent of Uncharted.
So not that good online.
Not that good online, just more of a
little fun, but not
a little fun. Not a bad diversion once you finish the game for a week or so. But I don't think it was. It's not Call of Duty or Titanfall, or Battlefield or Halo. I mean, if you're not one of the big hitters, then Yeah,
it's pretty hard for those guys to. If you don't use that formula, people just play it for a little bit and then they're done.
Yeah.
So back to the game of the week.
The game of the week.
Watch Dogs. There was an article. The guy was talking about 10 new confirmed facts about the game, which is pretty cool. Some of them aren't that big of a deal, but I don't know. They're worth noting, I guess. Chicago was chosen by Ubisoft because it's one of North America's most watched cities. So that's kind of...
Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only one that would be more would probably be New York, but New York is kind of overdone.
Yeah. New York is kind of
every
overdone.
movie. It's in most, destruction movies.
Right.
Because it's so big. It's got such big buildings.
Right.
Although
And it's got a
Chicago's
familiar-
humongous and also has
A
big
familiar
buildings.
landscape.
No,
and
yeah.
You've got Times Square. And
Chicago is familiar
So-
enough where you'd be like, I feel like I know what the city is. Or you see the Sears Tower and you're like, that's in Chicago, right?
what is?
The Sears Tower?
I'm not sure.
Fuck if I know.
I don't know.
God, I've only been there
Don't
once and
quote
I was
us.
flying. Yeah. But, it's got some familiar. Plus, the Great Lakes are right there, too. So,
Right.
and it's very windy. So,
it's flat as fuck up there.
yeah. The developers have done everything they can to ensure that all the game's hacks are realistic. So, basically, anything you can do in the game, you could almost do in real life or have the potential to do in real life. That's pretty cool that they went.
It's pretty cool and kind of scary at the same time.
Yeah, that is pretty scary. I mean, I'm assuming someone having their phone do it, you're not downloading that from the Google Play Store.
Right.
But the fact that your phone can be connected to everything and speeds in those big cities are actually decent.
They're actually, yeah.
I mean,
they're comparable to what we have here. So.
No, yeah, for like our home internet. So if
Right.
you're running like 4G LTE, you can do a lot of shit with that speed. So if you have the computing power on your phone, which those are getting to the point too, quad-core processors and
Right.
So
I like this. One interesting feature is that if you hack someone's phone to listen into their conversation, that chat will then be deleted
Yes.
from the game, so you won't hear it again.
when I saw that, I was like, that's fucking amazing.
But how many? That begs the question too: is how many people can you like consecutively hack their phone to listen to a conversation? Like, are you only going to be able to hack specific people walking by, or like, can you hack everybody? And like, do they have?
I'm assuming
150,000 different dialogue notes of.
Well, that's what they say. There's 3,000 character kits, and it's unlikely that you'll bump into the same NPC twice. And each one has between 400 and 500 lines that have been quoted.
Wow.
So they really, and honestly, I wonder if this is some of the shit that they were like, was taking so much time as why the game got pushed back. Which is fine. If they're going to pick a quality product, I don't think any of us care.
No.
Which that's
Wow,
really
that's
cool.
impressive.
So, I mean, and I'm assuming those 500 lines are from talking to a person, phone calls.
Right, it's going to be,
but-
did you hear what Susan did yesterday?
Yeah. But
You
that's
know.
that's quite a bit.
Yeah, you want me to pick up some milk and eggs? Sure, honey.
Let's see. So we're on 5.
They also discussed profiling and how certain character traits will be determined by where people lived, all of which will be randomly generated.
So like if someone's from the Southwest or
Right.
from the Northwest, it'll dictate how
They're going to have those
their
type of
personality.
personnel. Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
What are we at? 6. Ubisoft says there will be severe consequences if players choose to shoot police officers, and while a lot of cops will chase, the best strategy is to flee.
So firefights are not going to be something you're going to want to get yourself into, probably.
Probably. And you're not just going to want to walk up to a random police officer and pop him in the back of the head.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming that'll fuck you over for a while in the game.
Probably.
Let's see here. NPCs will react dynamically in the in-game events. For example, if there's a car crash, they will stop and take pictures of their phones. If you pull out a gun in a restaurant, they'll hide under the tables. I mean, that's not new in games, but that's still pretty cool. That
Grand Theft Auto, you crash into a wall, whoever's in your general 5-foot vicinity might kind of back off and scream and run away, but the other 50 people on the other side of the street are just going to be be about their daily business, when normally you would stop and be like,
I'm uploading this shit to
did
YouTube.
everybody just fucking see that? So
Yeah.
that's cool.
No, I mean, there was times when I worked at Applebee's, some person drove, their kid was driving a car, went over the curb onto a fence that was going down on 21st Street.
Right.
It's one of those things where I saw it happen. I was like, I have to take a picture of this. Is this real life right now? I can't imagine it happening in the middle of a large city.
Right.
Some crazy shit happening.
Right.
Yeah, everyone's got a phone. They're all going to take a picture of it. So I'm assuming it'll be on a larger scale than we've seen in other games.
Right.
This one's pretty cool. They only have 2 recycled animations. Everything else being built from scratch, and the recycled ones are from Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. They're the swimming motion and bodies flying through the air. So, I mean, those 2 don't really need to be regenerated,
No.
but Also, you will not be able to jump in the game.
Well,
manually.
There's no jump button. Yeah, so you're not just gonna be able to, walking down the street and skip.
Jump.
But
you'll be able to,
when you come across objects and things you need to mantle, Aiden will do them automatically.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's as intuitive as they intend for it to be.
And then the weather will be varied. Large storms and lots of winds effects, and the city will respond dynamically to the weather conditions.
That's good.
So
that's good. They have a lot of severe weather.
Well, and if they're doing
so.
Chicago,
right,
a lot of
snowstorms and rain.
Just very windy and rainy and that kind of stuff. So that's it for that. I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do for that segment in the future, but we'll try to do as much as we can. I like having a specific game to focus on. It's kind of interesting.
It's nice.
And then we got the rumor.
Mill.
There was a rapper who basically was offhanded talking about games he's been in and that kind of stuff. And he was talking about he's been in Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, and he's going to be in the next Call of Duty or next Grand Theft Auto, and it's going to be in Liberty City. So he said New York, I think, which means Liberty City,
right?
So we're not sure if that's going to be. It seems too soon for a new game.
It's way too soon for a new game.
So I'm assuming it's going to be a DLC,
probably.
Which, God, if they're introducing a whole fucking city in a DLC, that's pretty big.
That's pretty significant.
All of them so far have been free, right?
I do believe so. They've all been free updates.
So this might be the first. I'm assuming if they're doing that, it'll be the first add-on. It'll probably be paid. So yeah. Do you think it's possible for them to stick with this game for a while and just maybe add on new cities? Or I haven't played it because it's not on PC yet, so it's hard for me to really judge. But
yeah, it's possible. I mean, a lot of people are really enjoying the online play. That they got heists for finally coming right around the corner. I think end of the month. I want to say like the 23rd or something. Mm-hmm. They're finally bringing heists in, which people have really been wanting. So yeah, I mean that's possible. I don't know what kind of. I don't know how many players they've held on to, because the game's been out for about a year and a half now.
It hasn't been a year and a half.
It hasn't been a year and a half.
No, it was
for maybe a year now.
It was the middle of last year, I thought.
Middle of last year, so about a year.
So yeah, I mean, if they release, if they released a whole new city with, I don't know if it'd be new players or like new people or not, like new playable characters or not.
It's going to depend on the price.
On the price.
It's going to depend on the price.
What price would be too high for you? More than $20?
Yeah, that would be too high. I mean, unless they
maybe like 18.
Yeah, 20. I wouldn't pay any more than 20. I mean, for just a new city, you're going to have to give me a lot of shit.
I mean, what if it was like, the original game's worth of quests, or at least
right, thousands of quests,
although probably
customizations,
it'd probably only be a couple hundred, 300 quests probably. That's, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of time on the original. I guess I don't know how long they've been working on this.
I don't know
if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you think maybe $20?
$20 would be reasonable.
Okay.
15 to 20. I wouldn't pay more than 20 though. I don't think I'd pay $40 just for a city. Not unless I got more story or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if it was the same characters,
because I mean, it's the missions in. Well, I mean, as much as I played, I only played a day or two when they went online with it. The missions and different things you're doing are so generic, and they've got user created stuff in there now too. I mean, it's you can go race or you can go play team deathmatch somewhere in this little section of the city. It's just so generic that there wasn't really any depth or weight to it. There was a lot of different things that people were doing that made it fun and interesting, but I mean, just as far as adding a new city to do that same stuff that you're doing in
so it would have to be a full-fledged story mode.
You'd have to. I mean, if you're going to ask me to pay more than $20 for it, you're going to have to give me full-fledged story,
almost like an expansion.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and then we got one more Borderlands 2 prequel.
Yeah, prequel rumored.
In between 1 and 2.
It's supposed to take place on one of Pandora's moons, I read.
Yeah, one of their moons, and then you'd be 4 characters. I I saw this was a rumor, and then like they had quite a bit of detail. I'm like, this seems more like not a rumor, but I don't really know. But Athena the Gladiator, Wilhelm the Enforcer, Anisha the Lawbringer, and Frag Trap, which would be like a
combat ready version of Claptrap.
So, and apparently the story is supposed to be you work for Handsome Jack, you're 4 of his lieutenants. So, and it would be a younger version of Handsome Jack. So, seems interesting.
Yeah.
Depending on how in depth, I mean, if it's a full-fledged game,
right?
And
I don't think it's going to be a full-fledged game. I think it's going to be kind of an arcade-ish title, probably run around the $40 mark.
Yeah, because they've already announced and was like pretty
cut and dry that Borderlands 3 is not in development right now.
No, I don't think it'll happen at all. I think it'll be the Half-Life 3, or it'll be like that.
Oh no, it'll happen.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know, because they're doing a couple new IPs, so I mean maybe they will eventually.
It might be a year or two.
I
mean it's not going to be this year. Maybe at the earliest end of if they're not in development now, it won't be out by the end of next year. They'd have to start like right now. So maybe mid 2016.
Well, I'm assuming what they'll do is they made a new engine because they are doing a next gen title.
Right.
So I'm assuming whatever engine that's on is what they would make Borderlands 3 on.
Probably.
If they were going to.
Yeah.
Let's see. That won't be announced until this year.
Probably be announced at E3.
It'll E3 most likely, yeah.
Which is we're only like 2 months away from E3, aren't we?
Yeah. Pretty excited about that.
Mid-June. Very excited.
I think that's
it.
Yeah.
That's it for us. Any final words of wisdom?
Let's see here. Always do what your wife says within reason.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us. I'm Johnny 525.
Leslie Sampson. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week.
Peace out.